Welcome to Coast to Coast Gaming Central podcast episode. No episode because it's EA E3 coverage straight from us, from your boys MK guy, also or Jaren, whatever you want to call me, and my boy Corgan the Krogon. How you doing?
EA Sports. It's in the game, dog.
You know they don't even have that anymore.
I know, but
It's a, I know.
that's the only way I know EA.
Same here. So this isn't a numbered episode or anything like that. This is just going to be one of the many videos we post for coverage for E3.
Yep.
As you know, we're going to try to do this in pretty much chronological order. So on the first day of E3, technically isn't the first day of E3, but it's the first press conference of E3 week.
Yep.
EA held their EA Play. This is the Saturday that we're recording this, June 10th. So they held EA Play today. They went over a few new games, so on and so forth. And we're just going to cover it for you real quick. And then we'll be back at you more than likely probably tomorrow or Monday morning with the coverage of E3 Day 1, which consists of Microsoft, their press conference with Scorpio and everything, Bethesda and what they have, and who knows,
Devolver Digital,
maybe
apparently.
even Devolver Digital. So
Yep.
with that being said, let's hop right in to the EA. And they started off with a bang.
With a marching band.
A marching band. And no, this wasn't your ROTC at your high school. No, this wasn't your band in college. No, this isn't Nick Cannon and Drumline. No, this is a bunch of people with Tom Brady jerseys on because they're about to promote that Madden.
Now that I think about it, the reason they were doing that is because, yeah, they're promoting that Tom Brady's the cover boy, the new Madden, but they brought out the marching band because in the story mode, that's right, just announced for Madden, you start at, get this, a school that is in rural America that has very little else but football in this town, and you make your way up from there to the NFL.
Yep, you start there, you get yourself a scholarship, you go to college, and then yeah,
Yeah.
which is pretty hysterical.
Story mode.
It's pretty actually.
Madden.
It's pretty hysterical that they got that in there, but they don't have an NCAA football game. But anyway,
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that is funny. I wonder if they're just gonna use I wonder when you're in college if they're just gonna come up with their own teams or something.
no, because in the trailer I saw plain as day an Oregon Ducks uniform and a Texas Longhorns uniform.
Oh, did they have it? Okay, so
Yep.
they must still be semi on the NCAA's good side.
No,
They'll just be playing
it's
with a
just
bunch of random people.
Yeah, they just can't have real players in there. That was the whole issue, is that players and their likeness
That's
being
right.
used, but people can get paid for it,
Mhm.
which I understand.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
but anyway, yeah. So they started out with Madden. They showed a trailer of the story mode. By the way, they didn't show any actual like Madden. By the way, they just showed the story. So
Well, I mean,
there you go.
at this point, if you don't know what Madden looks like,
That's
well,
true. Well, usually they at least make an effort to talk about why you should buy this year's Madden in terms of what new feature they put in. But whatever, I guess.
Hey, they got a story mode, and that's
Yeah,
more than
story
they've
mode.
ever had in a long time. So I guess I'll give them that credit.
Yeah. So they had a bunch of people coming out playing drums just to show some Madden, and that was all we
Yep.
saw of Madden. The rest of, well, actually, no, it wasn't. But for the most part, that's
And
all we
they
saw
said
of
it
Madden.
looks better on Scorpio.
Yeah, later on,
you know.
yeah, they said it looks better than Scorpio. Look at the jersey.
Yep.
Look at
Look
his
at them
pants.
stitches in his pants.
Yep. So.
Look at that sun reflect off his visor. Yeah.
Yep.
Real exciting stuff.
Yeah. There you go. So that was Madden. Up next was Battlefield 1 DLC. Which, Corgan, do you have the name of the thing again?
Battlefield 1, something of the Tazar, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it comes with like 8 maps. I mean, it's no secret that me and you aren't Battlefield players. So if you want to find more
Yeah.
information about that, just look it up. I mean, it's Battlefield
Yep.
1 DLC. If you like the game and you've been waiting for some DLC, it drops this August, I think they said. So there you go.
In the name of the Tsar. It's spelled Tsar. I guess that's how you pronounce it.
So there you go.
Yeah. So there you go.
Oh, and then they made us listen to why people love Battlefield so much. Um,
Yeah, a lot of that during the
no.
press conference.
After that was Need for Speed, which was, by the way, the worst intro to a game I've ever seen in all my life.
Oh yeah, it's been a while since we've had a classic awkward E3 moment, and
So
EA
bad.
did not disappoint.
So bad, he forgot the name of the game.
You forgot the name of the game.
It's called Need for
And
Speed
for those
Payback.
wondering, yep.
Yeah, it's called
And,
Need for Speed Payback, but this guy was up there. Yeah, we got this new Need for Speed. It's called Need for Speed.
Need for Speed. Then you like pause for a while.
Yep.
Payback. So, anyway, the new Need for Speed had a little demo afterward of
Had a demo.
you chasing a truck.
Yeah, you're taking down
You know.
cars. Very Burnout-esque. Looks like they're trying to take from that, but it's just not Burnout. So anyway,
Yeah,
yeah.
it didn't look bad. I mean, for Need for Speed fans, I'm sure they'll probably like this one. You can pause this time, so don't need to worry about that, like that last Need for Speed that came out. So that's good.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully they take a step in the right direction. I haven't been happy with Need for Speed since the last Need for Speed game Criterion made, which is Need for Speed
the
Most
last-
Wanted, one on PS3 back in 2012. So
Last one I really liked was Need for Speed Underground 2 on PS2.
yeah, that was a good one. I really love Most Wanted. Need for Speed Most
I
Wanted.
kind
love
of
that
fell
game.
off after Underground ended, but hey, you know,
So that was the.
kudos to them.
So right after Need for Speed, you know what was coming next. That FIFA. So FIFA 18 will be dropping on PS4, Xbox One, PC, and
Usual
kind of
suspects.
Nintendo Switch. Ronaldo is on the cover. They had a couple weird dudes coming out talking about the story mode, which I guess is a continuation of the story mode of last year, from what I
Yeah.
gathered.
Was something like so and so returns or something
Yeah.
like that.
You play as this black guy in the story mode of last year's game, and now he comes back for this year's game. So I guess you just continue on with his career.
And then they showed some esports FIFA
Yeah.
commentators, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. FIFA comes out this
yeah.
September like usual. There you go.
Yep.
By the way, the Switch
Have
version
fun.
does not run on Frostbite engine. It also includes everything except for the story mode. So there you go.
Yep. But hey, they're supporting.
But hey, they got that ultimate team because they still want to try to rape you out of your money.
Yep.
They'll try to
absolutely.
rape you out of your money,
Hey.
but they won't give you a full finished product because that's what they do. All right. So
Dang. Hear that, EA? MK's firing shots at you.
yeah. Well, I mean, just the potential of I think NBA 2K is going to do it right there on the Switch. Just like a sports game like that with that kind of a concept, it makes sense to, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It is pretty bogus, so there's no story mode. So.
Yeah, when NBA 2K probably has a much bigger and more robust story mode, it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's FIFA. As you can tell, this press conference really wasn't all that eventful.
It was pretty slow going.
Here was one of the bright spots. So up next, they talk about how we're devoted to these indie teams, which is they only talked about one indie team the entire show, which I think is funny. Not think about it, but anyway, the guys that made the game, what's it called? Brothers,
A Tale of Two Sons, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Which I have that game on Steam, and I thought it was pretty good. But anywho, they came out and they announced a new game, which is called Corgan. Help me.
A Way Out.
A Way Out.
Which is like it's like a co-op game that's full-blown co-op throughout the whole game. Supporting split screen, so for fans of split screen. In fact, the guy that went up there and talked about it said like he highly recommends that you played split screen. Like he seemed to really be a big fan of that. So for all the folks asking for more split screen games, hey, here you go. And anyway, the game is about like these two guys that start off in prison, it
Yep.
looks like, and they sooner or later they find a way to break out of prison, and then there are scenes of them driving around afterward. And so I
Looks
mean,
like, from
it
what
was
I
a
gathered,
short little trailer.
it looks like you're trying to escape prison or whatever, and trying to like, you know, get to wherever you're trying to get to. This is
Yeah, I
what I gathered
rewatched the
from it.
trailer again, and they showed like some scenes of like one of the dudes going and finding his wife in the hospital after she
Yeah.
just had a kid,
I mean,
and
I'm sure there's some other plot
yeah,
twist to it.
so
Like, I'm pretty sure like they're both probably in prison wrongly or something like that, you know. But
yeah,
um,
they like showed some co-op actions of like them like going back to back and like kind of shimmying up a very tight corridor.
yeah,
It looked
looks
kind of
really cool.
cool.
They actually didn't announce any platforms for that game, by the way. They kind of just came out and
I'm sure you can figure it'll
yeah, you
be
can figure it out.
Xbox
Yeah,
One,
Xbox One,
PS4,
PS4,
PC.
PC. That game would actually
Yep.
be cool on the Switch actually because of the nature of the
Yeah, if two people had a Switch, they could,
well, no, not
kind of
even just the do the
connect.
Joy-Con thing.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like with that sort of split screen, it'd just be a little too tiny of a screen,
But yeah,
personally.
I get what you're saying. Yeah,
But who knows?
that's
I
the
mean, I
idea
don't
of it.
have a Switch, so I can't really
Hey,
really
you know,
judge. So.
it's an indie studio, so maybe they got a chance with that. uh,
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So
yep.
that was definitely, in my opinion, their most pleasant looking game. I thought that game looked
Yeah,
really cool.
I
So
would
I'm
say check
interested
out
to
that
see more.
trailer. When you know
Hmm.
you could go on YouTube and find that. Um,
Yep.
so there's that.
So a way
Up
out.
next,
Yep.
up
Shout out.
next was a tease for
Very, very
tomorrow.
short tease.
Yes, and
Yep.
I'll let Corgan go ahead and handle this because this is his
Yep.
people.
Oh yeah. It's none other than, of course, one of my favorite developers, BioWare. Now, unfortunately, they did not throw me a bone and give me any Mass Effect DLC, so they really are just wiping their hands clean of that poor game. So, sorry, Mass Effect fans, but all is not lost necessarily. There is a new game that BioWare Edmonton, this is the team that has mostly carried the bulk of all of BioWare's, big successful games. This is the team that brought you the original Mass Effect trilogy. Minus a couple of key players, yes, Casey Hudson, the original director for Mass Effect, is gone, but nonetheless, it's the general bulk of that team is the ones that are bringing us this one, and it's called Antheon. And the trailer is really short. It showed pretty much, it was only like, I think, like 40 seconds long. So very, very short tease. It didn't have gameplay, it was just a little cinematic trailer. But they showed like a wall, looked like it was kind of post-apocalyptic, with nature kind of retaking, the Earth back and everything. But the way they had a narrator talking over it, and from what I can gather from the way the narrator was talking about, excuse me, the way the narrator was talking about it was pretty much it sounds like it's going to be a Destiny style situation where you're a bunch of heroes that are in like the last sort of civilization trying to defend the last city from monsters outside, from what I could gather from it. Because then they showed robots that kind of reminded me of like Titanfall robots, so that was kind of cool. Wonder what that's all about. And yeah, so anyway, and the actual reveal of the gameplay will be tomorrow, and well, possibly when you're listening to this, possibly it had already shown by now, but we'll see. Anyway, the full gameplay demo is at uh, Microsoft's
Microsoft.
press conference tomorrow.
And I will
And
mention that I forgot to mention, they made sure to blow some smoke up Scorpio's ass before they showed this teaser. So,
yep. So, however, I believe I saw at the bottom of the screen it said something like no official platforms announced. So you know, it could. The way I'm thinking, I think it's gonna be exactly like Destiny, where they're gonna have exclusive marketing rights and maybe first dibs on
Yeah,
DLC or something like
that's
that. I
kind of
hope
like
so, anyway.
kind of like a fuck you. Like, all right, you guys are gonna, because there's still some, from what I've heard, there's still DLC on Destiny that Xbox players still don't have.
Yeah, they did them pretty dirty on the
Yeah.
original Destiny on Xbox, so maybe.
So, and Destiny 2 is gonna do the same thing because they already did the thing with Sony. So,
Yep, yep.
you know, this would
So,
be Microsoft's, especially if this game gets big, which BioWare has the potential to do. You know,
hmm
you can kind of just, you know, this could be their fuck you to them for that.
yeah.
So,
Yeah,
because
I'm interested to
PlayStation
see
even
it.
got the,
It's,
matter of fact, they even got the exclusive rights to the Division too.
I know, yeah. I mean,
So,
it's things are nice with the third parties when you're the best-selling console out on the market. You know, it's
hmm
very easy to secure those types
yeah,
of
us Sony, us
deals.
PlayStation 3 guys had to suffer.
We know all about it, Xbox fans back on PS3 and 360 era,
Yep.
so
We know all
no
about
worries, we
playing
know
from
your
second
pain.
place.
Shoot.
Just and the only
But
people that would toss us a bone was Ubisoft.
I mean, God, we didn't get the original Mass Effect on PS3 until 5 years later after it had launched.
After two came
God's
out,
sakes.
two came
Yep.
out before
After
one came
3
out
came
on.
out, I believe the
Yeah,
whole
yeah, you're right.
3 had
Yeah,
come out too. Like the whole series was out before we got the original. So,
that's wonderful.
hmm
So,
so we
yep, tune
understand.
into the Microsoft conference if you're listening to this before it. Otherwise, you probably already saw
Mhm.
it. In which
Yeah.
case, hopefully it was good.
hmm
Moving on.
Very interested though. It's BioWare Edmonton.
Oh yeah, I
They
mean
have a
just
very good track record.
yeah, I mean just
So,
real quick, we mentioned this earlier. Like you know, this is just adding even more fuel to the already big flame that Microsoft has for tomorrow in terms of hype, because
mhm.
nobody really knows what they have in store for us tomorrow besides Scorpio.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Should be fun.
yeah, it should be a good one.
hmm
Honestly,
But
I wish more companies kind of would have like an E3 to where we just don't know anything. Makes it more exciting.
yeah, I mean, I don't mind. No,
Yeah.
I don't mind either way, really,
Me
honestly.
neither. Look,
Sometimes, I mean, doubly excited for Sony just because we do kind of know most of what they
yeah,
got in
it's
the
true.
pipeline. So any surprise they do got is gonna be like,
Well,
oh my
yeah.
God.
Well, that's what Sony does. You know, we kind of know what they got, but then like anything extra is just like that mind-blowing shit.
Speaking of
Um,
which, I don't know if you heard about this. This is kind of off topic, but that Final Fantasy Dissidia arcade game that got announced that that's coming to PS4
sweet.
early next year for only PS4. So that's
Well, you know,
crazy.
that's what we. Well, you know, that's what PlayStation does.
hmm
They did say that they were gonna have a crap ton of Japanese games.
Yep.
Um,
So, but
there you
anyway,
go, and
sorry,
that tells
just off tangent.
that tells you what and that tells you how entertaining EA's press conference was. We're talking about Microsoft and Sony.
It's very
So
true. And then
after
after
that,
that,
there was NBA Live 18,
oh
which
yeah,
which
I
also
totally
has the
forgot about it.
which also has a story mode, trying to compete with 2K directly with the park and everything, and it's going to fail drastically. So I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But if you really care about Live coming back, check out the trailer.
Hey,
Um,
who knows? Maybe there'll be some people who say, I just can't get enough basketball in my life.
I
2K
used to
just
be
isn't enough. I'll buy both.
I used to be one of those people when I was younger. I used to have both, but then Live started to be terrible. So
Yep.
and then it
Hey, you
died.
never know. They have had this one in the cooker for a few years, so
Yeah.
maybe it'll impress.
And then
Well,
2K comes out with like some brand new feature that and that makes Live already like outdated.
that's true. Well, they made a big deal about what's pretty much NBA 2K's the playground or the park or whatever you guys call it.
Yeah, it's the park. Yeah.
Yeah, so they tried to make a big deal about that, but I remember you, while we were watching it, you were just like, oh, well, guess they got the park
Yep.
in this now.
Yep.
So,
So we'll
hey,
see.
good luck, EA, with that. Good luck with that
I feel
venture.
like EA, since they have the NBA license and 2K is doing the sim, why doesn't EA just make NBA Street instead? Just make an
Because
arcade game.
they're gonna try and come out with NBA Live, and then they'll get destroyed again, and then they'll try to buy out that
Like
NBA
honestly,
license,
honestly,
Madden.
the last good NBA game they made was NBA Jam on PS3, which is not a sim; it's an arcade game. But
Yep.
anyway, that's what I would do if I was them. I would stop taking L's. Um,
Mm.
by the way, no mention of NHL this year. They usually at least put them in the sizzle reel.
Yeah. I guess they figure we'll just save that for later.
Gamescom, I guess.
Yeah.
Because they did say they're
Who
gonna have a
knows?
press conference at Gamescom. Yay. Um,
Yep.
yeah. So then after NBA Live, then they come out and say, "Yeah, we really can't wait to talk to you about Star Wars for the next 30 minutes." And
Yep.
when I first heard that, I'm thinking, "Oh, okay, they're gonna do a couple Star Wars announcements and then Battlefront." Nope. Saw
It was just a full-blown multiplayer Battlefront 2 game.
Didn't even show us a trailer of the story. We're not worthy of
So anyone hoping for any sneak peek at Amy Henning's Star Wars, sorry,
that. Too bad.
not yet.
No
Yep.
Amy. Yep. No Amy Henning. No Visceral.
Yep.
No Respawn.
Now, to
no
be
nothing.
fair, though, Battlefront 2 does look very impressive.
Oh yeah, no. So Battlefront 2
I'm
looked
interested.
perfectly fine. It looked fun. I was myself personally, I was a little upset. I didn't get to see too much more about the story, but the multiplayer at least looks good.
Yeah,
So we'll see.
I mean, it looks like they're doing better with the vehicles. It looks
Only
like
thing you
they're
got worried
gonna
about
play
the
a little-
multiplayer is if it works or not, because Dice is making it. But other than that, yeah.
Good point. Good point. But hey, I mean, the single player is being made by Jade Raymond's team,
Yeah. And
aka
the vehicle.
the original
vehicle,
director of Assassin's Creed. So
Yep, and the vehicle stuff's being done by Criterion, who was my favorite driving studio.
yep, shout out to Burnout. But
Shout out to Burnout and Need for Speed. They were good.
but anyway, yeah. So they presented Battlefront 2 for a good 30 minutes. of
30
just
minutes.
Nothing
And
but Battlefront 2.
And
So
if you really want to watch that, you can go on YouTube and catch that too.
I mean, they showed footage from the original prequel series. So that's a first for Battlefront.
Finn's going to be in it.
for under EA. What's up?
Finn's going to be in it.
Oh, yeah, they had a guy who plays as Finn come out and say, "Hey, I'll play too." But he did have one good news. He announced that the season pass will be free. So, in other words, you don't have to pay for maps anymore. What will you pay for? They didn't really detail that. So,
That story DLC.
it is EA. So it is EA. So you never know. But nonetheless, very happy to see that more companies are taking after this sort of, let's just give the maps for free and charge for cosmetic crap. Like, I'm okay with that.
So
So.
that's the press conference. It ran about an hour 15.
Oh, and Darth Maul looked awesome. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh,
Anyway,
he did.
continue.
Yeah, so the press conference ran about an hour 15, which is about normal for a third party one. They usually don't last much longer than an hour, hour and a half.
Yep.
If I had to rate this on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to go like a 4, to be honest.
I didn't know we were rating, but go ahead, explain your position.
Well, I didn't know we were rating either. I kind of just did it on the fly. I was just thinking about it. I was just like,
we might as well. You know what? Yeah, we'll do it. Go ahead.
yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go 4 out of 10. With 10 being the best, I'm going 4. I mean, they had the one good new announcement with the co-op game, A Way Out. Need for Speed looked okay, and Battlefront looked good, but we could have got that all accomplished in a half hour.
Very true.
So with that being said, and the funny thing is, I play Madden, I play sports games, and I wasn't entertained by that. So, with that
you weren't
being,
hyped about that new Madden story? You know you're gonna play through it. You're gonna love it.
Well, to be honest with you, considering the time of year Madden comes out, and this year I got Uncharted DLC and Sonic Mania coming out around that same time.
Ooh, so Madden's gonna get beasted at least for a little bit.
No Madden, at least for a little bit. Now, as we get closer, Monty and Money might talk me into it, but probably not day one for sure. If I get it, it'll hold off until September. We'll put it like that.
Gotcha.
But yeah. So there's that. So I'm going
4 out of 10. Huh?
I'm going 4 out of 10, which on the MK scale, it sucks. There you go.
You know, I feel like if I was not a Star Wars fan, then I'd probably be right around there with you. But just because I'm a Star Wars fan and I am really interested in Battlefront 2 a little more than I was the original, and The Way Out looked actually pretty cool, I'll bump them up to a 5. Yeah, I agree. It was not a great press conference. Like, good lord. I mean, Ubisoft has learned. I mean, people love to crap on Ubisoft all the time about their press conferences, and it's true. They've had their nastiness, but you know they got Just Dance. It makes them money all the time. They're gonna talk about it. But
they typically
to
start
their
with
credit,
now they typically
started
just
off.
start with Just Dance.
Yeah, they started off and they get it out of the way. They do that. I think that tops they've spent like 2 minutes on it at the most. You know. And not even that, really more like a minute usually. So, you know, they get it out, they tell you, hey, Just Dance, still here. Alright, moving on. EA has not done that with their sports titles. In fact, it feels like they've only gotten longer.
Yeah.
Just, and especially when they bought out those esports announcers, dudes. Like,
Well,
there is
the
a
thing
time
is,
and
like,
place.
the EA press conference, it's not even like the longest EA press conference I've seen. It's just it just seems to drag on.
Feels like a slog.
Yeah.
Yep. Especially when we've seen press conferences like Sony, you know, where it's just bam, bam, bam,
Yeah.
game after
I mean,
game
even
after
Microsoft, like
game.
Microsoft has had great press conferences.
Microsoft's done. I know, yeah. Microsoft's last year was just fine. Everyone else seems to be learning except for EA.
Yeah.
So, you know, like, come on, we're done with this. You know, let's spend 5 hours on sports titles. If you're a sports fan, you're gonna buy it anyway. You don't need a presentation on that.
Yeah.
Spend it on the stuff that, you know, is a little more interesting. So, but yeah. So EA, 5 out of 10.
I'm with you on that.
Actually, you know what? Never
What
mind.
about
I'm
that?
dropping it to a 3 because there was no
Ooh.
Mass Effect love. So boom. Take that, EA. Set
you
that
go,
game out to
Corgan.
die, and then you don't even mention it at your press conference. So screw you. 3 out of 10.
Nope, Morgan thinks that press conference was worse than even I did now.
Yep. I wasn't even thinking about it until I just thought about it. Like, oh
Yep.
wait, they legit
You see,
just
they
did
almost
not
got you.
even
They almost
mention it.
blinded you with the Star Wars.
They
almost
did.
got you.
They did. But then I remembered, nah, they didn't even pay no respect to Mass Effect, even though they're the ones that made Andromeda suck primarily, according to the general public anyway, by rushing it out. When in reality, it's not that bad of a game.
We know, Corgan.
Pretty darn good, actually. I know. I'm sorry. I'm still salty about that.
Hey, I respect BioWare. They made that Sonic game on the DS that was broken. Anyway, so that's EA. So Corgan goes 3 out of 10, and I go 4 out of 10. So if you're listening to this and you're wondering, hey, should I go back and watch that? My answer is no. But if I could recommend you
look
go
up the
watch,
highlights.
yep, look up
you know.
the trailers for A Way Out and Battlefront 2, and if you care about Need for Speed, everything
If
else.
you care about them stories for them sports games, well, you know, you can look up some trailers for those.
Yeah. Other than that, the real hype starts tomorrow, specifically with the first conference tomorrow. I think it's going to be. That's what's really going to kick E3 off. Like, that's going to get us in the E3 mood. I really do think so. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up because well, long story short, Corgan's got to go to work tomorrow, and then when he gets back, we got a pretty long day ahead of us tomorrow, really.
That's right.
Well, we'll try to. And actually, I was thinking we could actually probably, considering there's such a gap between Xbox and Bethesda, we could probably crank out them Xbox one between those two.
Oh yeah.
And just do that, and that'll help kill some time.
I mean, shoot, Xbox will finish at the earliest, like around 6 o'clock ish.
6 o'clock, and we'll have 5 hours to do that. Probably play Tekken. You know.
Yep. Yeah, we could definitely crank out one after that. So. Anyway, so yeah, look forward to future E3 2017 specials for the Coast Game Podcast.
Look forward to all that, and then probably after E3, at some point, our next episode will probably just be just like an overall general conception of how E3 went once all the news is out and everything. So with that, because yeah, because even after the press conferences, there's still plenty of stuff that gets shown on the show floor that wasn't even talked about on the press conference. So,
Yep.
so again, this is MK Guy. Got my boy Corgan with
This
me.
is Corgan.
We will see you guys tomorrow. So,
Yep. Screw you,
adios,
EA.
amigos. Yep, EA, like.
But I'll think about Battlefront 2 and A Way Out.
Yeah, you know, like at Gamescom, they go so for us, they go so early in the morning with Gamescom that like if I really am like just can't get back to sleep, I can just turn that on and then I'll go right back to bed. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You know, I actually tried to watch some of the stuff afterward to see if maybe they'd announce something else like the after coverage. Nope.
Oh.
No.
Terrible.
So that put me to sleep for a few hours. So that was good.
Alrighty. Until next time. Goodbye, everybody.
Adios.